Hey, Justin.
How you doing, Leo?
Do you like to be called Jury? J-R-Y?
I think Jury's fine.
Or Justin?
It's stuck.
Which do you prefer? It's stuck.
I mean, now that I'm a serious reviewer,
Journalist here.
Yeah, serious. I'm putting on my journalist pants. Justin's probably good for this particular segment.
All right. What did we give you to review?
This is the AViiQ portable charging station.
It looks like a kit. It's got a case and everything.
So, I mean, the way that you'll normally see it is in this kind of attaché case here. And it's obviously designed for people who travel a lot, which I do. And I was very, very excited to give it a test run, specifically since if you are on the road a lot, you've experienced that terror of watching your battery on your iPhone or your iPad or any kind of mobile device just trick down to zero, especially in situations like airplane rides or stuff like that, where all of a sudden you realize that you have 4 hours to go on this flight and you're not going to be able to use these devices.
Juice failure is a terrible thing.
The worst.
I hate that. So is this a big-ass battery in a bag? What is it?
Yeah. So it is a 5,200
milliamp hours. That's a lot.
Ton of power.
That's enough to charge an iPhone 4 or 5 times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, you don't. What I kind of came to realize is the relative battery size on stuff like I travel with an iPhone 5 and an iPad 3, or the new iPad before it was the new iPad.
Right.
That
The old
came
new
out at
iPad.
the end of the year.
The previous Retina.
Exactly. So the beginning of 2012, and that battery on that is a monster.
Right.
This thing doesn't even really do much of a dent from zero on an iPad 3.
Interesting.
But an iPhone 5, you can
problem.
definitely,
Right.
Now, the awesome part about it is having that solution in the middle of the wilderness. If you are, a lot of what I do when I'm not here entertaining folks on the Twit network is run scavenger hunts all over the country.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, work for the Go Game. And part of doing that is scouting game zones, going to different cities, finding different things to write about. And in that case, this was an absolute lifesaver.
So you really do travel all the time.
Oh, yeah. I came from Charlotte this morning. I woke up in Charlotte, and now I'm here talking about this, and I use this on the plane.
So you go home to the hotel room, you plug this in, you charge it overnight so that it's fully charged.
Absolutely.
And now you've got a lot of juice in your pocket.
And that is where I found to be super, super helpful, is just a easy way that I can plug into.
And it has the plug?
Yeah. So what it does is it has
Give us a demo here.
USB slots and these cord wrappers so you can keep things organized, which we'll get into in a second. I didn't personally use all that much, but you just plug.
So that's the 4 USB ports right on that.
Yeah, you plug it right here, and then you just turning it on.
Okay.
Let me just see. I don't know.
Now, it's been fully charged. I see you have a plug on the back of it. That you would have plugged into the wall overnight.
Yeah, so this goes into here.
It's a little power dongle. Okay.
And then you plug that into the wall. So I show up in the hotel, I plug that in, and now all of a sudden, I have 4, I can charge 4 things.
At the same time?
Yeah, at the same time. And if it's plugged into the wall, so now it's just kind of operating as a splitter, basically. And that I found super useful. I use that probably more than I used it as an emergency
it's a
source
USB
of power.
hub?
So, yeah.
Basically like a powered USB hub.
Now, and really this is where the negative elements of it come in, because everything that I loved about this, I can get in another device that's probably not going to cost as much. This is $160 or $159.99.
That's pricey.
It's pricey. Yeah. And for me, who travels all the time, I got a lot of use out of it. I don't know if I got $160 worth of use that I couldn't split up into other devices if I were trying to build my own solution. Right. The other thing is that they have a cheaper version of this, with a less powerful battery, but doesn't have these cord wrappers. And I really didn't use these. The other version has just little pockets. And I found that to be a more attractive solution for me, having used this for a little while. If I were going to buy one, I would have bought that one, and that's only $60. Mm-hmm. So you're paying the $100 more for the more powerful battery and this kind of
and some pieces of plastic.
Yeah, this utility, and so that's the $60 version.
Yeah,
right there. If I were to go if I were to buy it on my own,
The pockets are almost better because you can store the phone or the iPod in the kit.
Absolutely.
So I almost like that better.
And to be honest, I would have been more comfortable doing that. I mean, we pay a lot. I mean, you pay a lot of money for these,
Right.
like, for an iPhone 5, something like that. And I felt uncomfortable just leaving it in this attaché case when you have these sort of sharp plastic edges there, because you don't want it to come out with scuffs.
So pros and cons.
Here are the pros. It is, again, an absolute lifesaver when you're on the road and you are dead on power. This is it will get you to full charge, especially on a phone. It is great for the overnight multi-charge solution.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Plug one, because that's always a problem. There's never enough plugs in a hotel room.
And
plug it in once, you charge 40
And
bucks.
the one thing that you can say for it is, in the same way, it's like, the best camera you have is the one you always have on you.
Right.
If you have a multi USB hub, maybe that gets lost at the bottom of your luggage.
Right.
I always knew where this was and how I could use it because it was big enough. Which brings us to the cons.
Yeah.
When you are traveling, size is a constant problem. You want to make sure that you are reserving as much space as possible because, it is at a premium. This is bulky.
Yeah.
It's probably among the biggest things that aren't like the devices themselves that I'm going to put in my luggage. The battery, it's not exactly the way that you tell how much it charges isn't particularly intuitive. There's like 2 lights, and I couldn't tell for the life of me whether that meant I got a full charge out of my phone, out of my iPad. I really didn't know. And again, these pieces of plastic, I'm really not in love with them. I mean, I guess you can theoretically wrap this around here.
I think that's silly.
It wasn't exactly intuitive to me. And again, it's a big battery, but we're dealing with more and more with devices that have more and more capacity. So outside of a phone, if you're looking for a tablet charger, it's not going to necessarily be
not enough for an iPad 3.
Yeah.
So buy, try, don't buy.
I'm going to say don't buy.
Give us your verdict.
It's
okay. Don't feel bad. Sometimes I know it hurts. You think there's somebody spent a lot of time designing this thing. It's okay. He's moved on.
I just think there's better solutions out there.
Just remember your Sicilian heritage. Go for the throat.
Absolutely.
I say don't buy.
It's just it's not buying for me. I mean.
Justin Robert Young hosts NSFW. One of these days we will get you on the album art. I'll be honest with you, the reason you're not is because I just love watching these people on Twitter begging.
Absolutely. Well, now we have to change it because Brian changed his hair.
I know.
So
when we
now,
change it, maybe we'll put a JRY
maybe, I don't know.
icon
you can make
on
me
there.
a gleam in his eye. You
That's
can
a
just
good
put
idea.
a tiny little
Look
me.
closely into his eye and Brian's eye, and you'll see.
Maybe we've changed it already.
You don't know, do you?
You don't know.